I think so.
Gotta look at the comments.
Oh.
We're so low on.
Should we be sharing it?
Yeah.
How do I share it on my page?
Once you go on there, it just broadcasts to your other people.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Let's see.
But you'd have to go through.
If you could scoot in a little bit more, if that's
Yeah.
possible.
There's plenty of room.
Sorry.
So we're gonna snuggle.
Yeah. Checking connection. That's there we go.
What to do?
And
Listen,
Do
you're
I
sharp.
stay on gun barrel?
Yeah.
Or do I
we're
go
rocking
mine?
and rolling.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Bullshit number 6. I have a special guest today with us. Start here. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Karin from Chicago.
What do you do, Karen?
I'm a rep for several different companies,
Gun companies.
gun companies.
That's what our listeners are looking for. It's awesome. And then we have Katie.
Hello, I'm Katie. I'm from Hampshire, and I'm a gun barrel ambassador and gun company and clothing companies too.
Probably see Katie all over our Facebook page, Instagram page. She does some awesome pictures for us.
Yes. I can't find the thing on here.
Yeah, I'm trying
It'll
to
pop
find
up.
it too.
We're working.
It's live.
We still deal with technical difficulties.
Yes,
It was
we are
hard.
still
Yeah.
technical. But where's your
It's just awesome.
your there you go. I don't know. No, your own page.
All right.
Go to your page and share it.
Going
Oh,
to my
it's-
own
So.
page.
Let's see.
Or is there something
It
live?
was a busy day, big day today with Father's Day, so we're running a little behind. Everybody's coming to get last minute
No.
gifts.
Thank you.
If you didn't, you should have. Order Gumbo coffee for your dad.
Yeah.
And you can still use Dad Day 15 to get a discount. We ship quick.
Yeah. All right. We're trying to figure out how do you go live on, how you get somebody else's, how you get Gun Barrel Coffee.
Should come up here.
Yeah.
You have to
Here,
have
there's
a-
our technical, Derek.
Yep.
Give him a big hand. 16 and knows more than all of you.
Yeah, that's how that works out.
Yeah. Well, how old is your son?
17.
17. Does he help you with your stuff?
Yeah, he's the fixer of like everything in our house. If it's electronic, then I just give it to him and like hope the best.
Well, it's already become like a regular language for anybody who's younger, right? They're so used to it. We all had to learn it, right? Being older generation had to start it. They grew up with it, so it's just natural to them.
Yeah.
My daughters use phones and tablets. It's funny, like when I search for stuff, like I'm very specific about what I want. They randomly just like, I'm like, it's never gonna find it, but the way you're asking for it, and they always find stuff. They're like, hey, can you just tell me something in Google? I want to know about like this, and like find someone. I'm like, that's not how we learned to search. You had to be very specific. Otherwise, Google would be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And they talk like it's a person. It's just so it's very strange when I hear them talking or interfacing with stuff compared to how my generation does it. But right, my kids fix everything. My 13-year-old daughter fixes the Wi-Fi when it's down.
Oh yeah.
Fixes tablets, fixes the phones.
We got a smart TV and I have no idea what is happening with that thing. I'm in a constant state of confusion, so I usually just scream for help and then just rescue me.
Can everybody hear us on all 3 live? Who knows about YouTube? We don't know what followers we have on YouTube, but Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook look good. God.
Mine thinks I'm in a cave.
People
up here.
watching.
Oh, you don't have, here we
Gotta
get
get
to the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. There we go.
Password ever.
So while they're doing that, Brian, do you want to share about the new coffees?
Oh yeah. So 2 blends just came out. Battleship is our double dark. So if you're a big fan of the Zero Dark 30, you're gonna love Battleship even more. It brings out even more of the flavor. Super rich, a little bit of sour tinge, new addiction, and then we just came out with our bourbon infused. So 3 months in an oak barrel captures all the essence of the bourbon. Phenomenally awesome. Both are short runs, limited time only. So get on the website and you can grab it now. It will be gone quickly. And people always come to us a month after our infused ones are gone and complain and cry that they can't get it. So you're warned. Be warned.
This is what the bag looks like. I don't know if you can see it.
I think how many bags do we make this time?
40 and
40, and there's already a bunch gone from today.
12 gone this week already. They've just been since Wednesday.
So tell everybody how many left.
Math. That's what we do. in
There's
school.
28 bags left.
28 bags.
I know. I just want to make Sal do the math.
I'm the same way when it comes to anything like mathematical. Like if I'm trying to figure out like how to make it to point A from point B and I'm meeting someone, we're never at the same.
One
Yeah.
train leaves Chicago, one leaves California.
Yeah.
Heading towards at 80 miles, it's that mirror math problem you always have, wake up in a cold sweat.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Randall says, go Navy, beat Army.
There we go.
That game probably won't happen. The Army will still win. Randall.
Like a virtual game.
Yeah, there's no sports still.
No,
Yeah.
there's no sports, no baseball, basketball.
Nobody can come to an agreement if there is going to be sports. The players say yes, the commissioner says yes, and then the players say no.
And then the commissioner says no.
Right. So
It has to be sad to play sports and nobody's watching you. Like your parents didn't show up when you're little, like that kind of feeling.
that was a whole career. I live in the stand. Other kids' dads are yelling. My parents aren't there.
If they were doing shows.
They just didn't care. Just blaming that. Some retribution now.
They had that UFC fight, and they're saying that all you could hear was like just teeth being knocked out since there's no fans
fans,
to
no
watch. So all
I
you
gotta
could
be
hear
honest,
is like.
that would make it way better.
I
If
was
you
gonna
could
say,
hear- if you
yeah,
could hear the
I
hits
would
and, like,
kinda
the kicks,
that.
That would be
Oh,
awesome.
that'd be a lot more brutal.
I
So-
want to hear
Oh,
the
yeah.
teeth.
You know what? I think people want to hear the crowds, right? That's what you want to
No,
hear.
I want to hear the teeth break and the.
Yeah.
It's just so
Oh, yeah.
weird not seeing these events and there's nobody in stands. It's odd.
It has to be weird to not be cheered for.
Okay, Gilbert Jaloma, sorry I said that wrong, asks, is there a 24-pack K-Cup, all the different flavors so that I can try them all?
Oh.
You can order that, and we do a variety pack for you. But you're gonna get in. We can do. Usually we like to do at least 48 for a variety pack. Just go on and put a note. We'd make it a variety pack. Order 4, and we'll tell us you want a variety, and we'll make that happen.
Apparently bowling is back as a sport.
Really?
Yep,
Bowling?
Bowling?
yep.
All right.
Maybe every other lane.
Yeah.
Do you have to wear masks during it?
Thought it would be, I don't know.
You can't drink beer during it. I mean, if you can't drink when you're bowling, that's not really bowling.
Well, professional bowlers don't drink either.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of in shape, really great athletes.
Yes. We love the bowl.
It's the best part in Kingpin. Look at all these finely tuned athletes, and everybody's like chowing on pizza, drinking beer. They're about 200 pounds overweight. It's awesome.
I won't tell you where I was at, but I was watching TV and I found out that professional arm wrestling is a thing. I
Yes.
had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge.
I had
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea.
But you never saw Over the Top with Sylvester
That's
Stallone?
an amazing movie.
No.
What?
No?
I think
No.
thumb wrestling is even a thing too.
That's awesome. There's slap fighting is
Slap
professional
fighting.
too.
Oh, that's brutal.
They stand across each other and just smash each
Slap.
other in the. And it's funny because you guys get knocked out from it. Like they slap so hard, like they come way
Temple
back.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a
Yeah.
massive advantage to going first in that. 'Cause you're probably gonna get knocked out because like it's not small guys, like really huge guys.
Oh, you take
Right.
turns? Or
Yeah.
are you just like, oh.
No, you take turns.
I don't know
They
about
stand.
that.
You stand there with your hands behind your back and just take it.
Brace
It's bad. I mean,
yourself?
it's hard. Like they smack hard. You watch guys just go down.
Well, there was a thing circulated on Facebook. There was this little guy and this big like tank of a guy, and I was just like, oh, you know how this is gonna end.
Well, I've even seen one where the girls do it. They slap each other on the ass. It's a spank. It's like a
That
spank.
could last
fight.
for
Oh, yeah.
eternity.
No,
Oh.
no. I watched the girl do it, and the one girl, the other girl cracked her, and she's like walked away. She couldn't even like sit. She's like I quit. Like I could not believe how hard it was. I'm like, it was like a Russian competition, but I'm like, it's crazy. Like I'm like, there's no sports. Every sport's a sport then, right? Like during coronavirus, there's a YouTube channel where it's marble racing, where a guy built tracks, and it was huge. And then my buddy, they had the Pinewood Derby for his Cub Scouts, and they were to raise money. They were doing, you could gamble on the Pinewood Derby race, and they were doing virtual racing live. So they just made cars. Everybody dropped off the cars. One guy dropped the cars, and they were doing bets on the cars.
Oh my goodness.
Because nothing says, Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts like gambling.
Yeah, for sure.
What are the Girl Scouts going to do?
No, they dissolved the Girl Scouts and now
Yeah.
it's just Scouts. There's no Boy Scouts anymore.
Yes.
It's just
So
Scouts.
being gender
They-
friendly.
Wait, I
No
know
Girl
No.
Scouts or Boy Scouts?
I knew they let
Yeah.
the Girl Scouts join Boy Scouts, but now there's no.
It's just Scouts.
Scouts.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
That's I'm like so like are they gonna combine them? Are they gonna do combined campouts, colored campouts?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
Yeah.
trouble. That's awesome.
I mean, I feel like Boy Scouts already has enough issues.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's I think teen pregnancy is gonna go up. Do it on a camp
I
out?
don't get it. Why? I don't get why they would do that. That makes no sense.
Because a lot of like the Boy Scouts are like super family friendly, so like you can bring your whole family to the Boy Scout camp out, and nobody liked the Girl Scout camp outs, so everyone just wanted to do Boy Scouts.
Yeah. I always felt
Yeah.
Boy Scouts did more than the Girl
Oh,
Scouts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Girl Scouts and it was
Yeah.
lame.
When I was in Boy
Yeah.
Scouts, there was a camp near here where we went and talking to another girl in Girl Scouts. We went to the same camp. I'm like, oh, I love that place. We built dams, we did archery, we shot guns, like we went swimming, we did fishing. She's like, we didn't do any of that. I'm like, what did you do? She's like, we stayed in the cabin and made curtains.
Yeah.
I'm
Like, I sewed stuff. I
Right.
bandaged up a doll.
Right. So
First aid.
right. It was very traditional, gender role oriented. Like
I mean,
Yeah.
we used to go out and do. I was an overachiever. I had to have every freaking badge they ever made. So, but we went out and did stuff.
I don't know.
They don't. I mean, that must
My
be
girls
a
are my
newer
younger girl.
thing.
Like most of their meetings are making crafts.
Yeah, we
We
like
didn't do that in Boy
cooked
Scouts.
and like
Yeah.
super like feminine,
Right.
specific, like very 1950s.
We
It's
learned how
very
to use
nice.
knives, axes.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
cut
would have
stuff
been
up
into
and-
that.
Right. So that's why I think girls are like, I don't want to be a housewife. I want to do
Yeah.
same things. I can understand that. Like,
I mean,
You wanna
yeah,
be
in hindsight, I could.
More survival skills.
right.
Yeah.
That's
What are you
what,
gonna use?
that's what I learned in Boy Scouts. Like a lot of survival
Right.
skills. But I think for when I was in for a while, it was a good maturing, being with other guys, like kind of learning how to be on your own and be self-sufficient was all it was about.
Yeah.
It was like,
That's what that Sonoma County Devil Pups does. Is they like cover everything that they don't cover in like home ec anymore, or that they don't cover in like just life or anything, or that they don't do in camp. So they like teach them how to change a tire. They teach
That's
them
awesome.
like pretty much everything. It's Marine Corps based, so
Oh.
they cover a wide spectrum of
everyone
things.
should know how to change tire at least, minimum.
I know how to do it. I just have like Gumby arms, and so I can't get my wheel off ever.
There's always a way. There's always a way around that.
I've tried like run and jump on the bar, and like it's very sad looking. Somebody always stops to rescue me because they're like, "You look like you have no idea what you're doing," and I'm like, "Thank you." Exactly the problem.
At least that you have understanding of like what to do, rather than just like panic, sit
Yeah.
there and cry, call somebody who's 300 miles away, and be like, I don't know what to do. Like that you have the resilience to be like, I can get out of this. I can deal with the situation. That's like at least one thing Boy Scouts tell us, like no matter how bad the situation is, there's something you can do to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't just sit there and die. Figure it out.
Oh my gosh, my survival skills are like 0. I give myself like 6 days, and I'll die.
That's pretty good.
Depending on where I'm
That's
at.
good.
6 days is pretty good.
I mean, I won't be physically doing anything. I'll probably just be rocking myself and crying in fetal position somewhere.
But
So
that-
I won't be actively like helping myself. But 6 days. That's it. Tops.
And how about you? What do you think your survival rate would be? Let's say zombie
Oh,
apocalypse happened.
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I can do mechanics. I can do carpentry. I can do the guns. I can do the knives, hand-to-hand combat. I'm good.
You're good to go.
I'm
I
good
always
to
think
go.
of Naked and Afraid. Like, I could never survive
How
that.
would you get naked anyway?
I don't know.
I don't
I always think of like bugs in weird places.
Yeah.
The worst part was like.
Oh, you know they get them too.
Oh, the worst part is
Yep.
I saw the one I saw, when they woke up in the morning, they were sleeping like by this tree. They were all from the top of their neck all the way down to their feet were completely covered with bug bites. The whole, every inch of their body.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, so, like they showed their backs, like they didn't show their fronts, like, like on your genitals you had bug bites, like there's bugs crawling all over all night long, just eating the shit out of them. I'm like, that's horrendous. Like,
Yeah.
why would you want to do that?
That's torture.
Yeah, like the first Survivor shows, like the first season, those people were messed up.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, they were like legit starving
Oh,
and
yeah.
bugs and nasty.
Didn't they eat nothing
and,
but corn?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Like,
like,
was that their
they
only
got
diet?
like rice mash or corn mash or
Yeah.
something.
I mean, the people in the first season look way different than the
Wow.
ones now.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
now it's like, oh, come on, you are not hurting
Yeah.
that bad.
Naked and Afraid gets weird too because you're with somebody you've never met and you're both naked.
Right.
Like, good God, no, thank you. I would not have the hardest time participating
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with some clothes? Maybe some underwear and a
Right.
tank top.
I think they're just
Yeah.
the shows like
Maybe
how
they're
to be different than every other survival show. We're naked on this show. Oh,
Well, you know, everybody's trying to take a peek. Like, oh.
If it was like swimsuit and afraid, I'd probably sign up just to see if I could do it. Naked and afraid, no thanks.
Yeah.
the places they go through too. They don't drop them off like in the island. They drop them off in the jungle. Like I'm like there's snakes and everything. You have no clothes on. The hardest thing to do in the world is fight naked.
Yeah,
Like,
that would
that's
be hard.
hard to do. Like once you're
Why
naked,
would,
it's
it,
hard
against the
why would
elements.
it be hard to fight naked?
because you can't protect your genitals.
If you're a dude.
If you're a dude, everything just kind of flops around.
Well,
and
yeah, that's true too.
That's like number one area to protect. It's like
Yeah.
and you need,
Okay, I
you need
get
some
that.
support down there while you're fighting. Like that area's very
Yeah, but
open.
if you look at the Irish, they had those kilts, even the Scots. I mean, they didn't have much underneath there.
They were
fine.
still covered.
Yeah, they were covered.
But they had nothing to live for either. Back in those days, you had no dentistry, you had no air conditioning, you had no treatments for sexually transmitted diseases. So they all had chlamydia, they all had gonorrhea, they had massive tooth decay, they had massive cavities and miserable. You want to die when you were 35. Then you're like, that's enough. Everybody back then, right? You had dysentery. They had no
Dysentery.
You had no health.
That immediately makes me think of Oregon Trail, like your
Yeah.
whole family.
Yeah, every time, yeah, dysentery, dying. But like, they had to be miserable. Think of all this stuff. Have you ever had an abscess root in your mouth?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, how miserable were you until you got to the dentist?
Oh yeah.
So imagine living the rest of your life like that. There's no cure.
Mm-mm.
No one's gonna fix that.
Well,
so you
they
have that.
might just take it and pull the tooth out.
Yeah, that still doesn't help. The roots are still in there, and you have that ache for the rest of your life.
Mm-mm.
Can't breathe, sit again.
Chew on some wood or something. I don't know.
Chew on what?
Right. By the
When
time
you take the ice skate and you knock the tooth
Oh,
out of your mouth.
Jesus. The
Is
worst,
the YouTube one working? I'm not
Yeah, that's just my
Oh.
battery.
the worst,
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
it kind of goes on save mode.
And yeah,
It
we
was going
have
dark, so I
a
was-
question. If you guys have any like veterans in your family, or what your like relationship to the whole like veteran side of things are.
Oh. My dad was a veteran. He was in the Army, and I have grandpas, uncles. There's a lot of military in our family, and the relation I have to it is just I do pretty much anything that has to do with veteran charities or clothing companies, and anything that will help veteran-related anything, pretty much.
awesome. Why you, Karen?
Yeah, my grandmother is in the military. My dad was in for a brief stint. Yeah, I really think that's all in my family. I don't have that much that I'm aware of. Oh, my great grandfather, he is in the military. Yeah.
Yeah, you said there's some Russian in you, right? Which side?
My mom's.
Mom's? Did they come here at a certain time, or?
You know, I know very little about them. Sorry.
Yeah, just bring up something.
That sounds exactly like a Russian spy.
I
Yes.
I have no idea what the
I don't know what
connection
you're
is.
talking
I
about.
don't know what the connection. That's enough for the background.
We are still in the sleeper cell mode.
The Cold War started.
And so you say you work for Kalashnikov.
I don't work.
Well, you don't
for
work
that.
for 'em, but you
I
rep-
do. I have worked for them. I've done a little at the SHOT Show. I was in their booth. I just got done doing some photos and videos for their social media, and yeah.
And you were in a movie, right?
I've been in 8 movies.
8 movies?
This past year, yeah.
8 movies in a year? In the past year?
Past year and a half, probably.
Nice.
So, yeah, they should be about finished sometime soon here.
Any names you can, any names of the movies?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I gotta think, the first one I did was called Cocaine and Werewolves. The second, let's see, I did one with Bobby Lee that's called Versiera. They're all kind of like horror genre movies, so let me think. Versiera.
We'll watch for you.
Media.
Oh, I did a trauma film called Kill Down Kill. Yeah, I
Are these
mean,
major parts you're in, or small little
well,
parts?
like I started my first one, I was an extra, and then from there I started getting better roles. Yeah. Why am I drawing a blank? I'm on the spot.
And you're live.
And I'm live. I'm sorry. I wasn't
That's
prepared.
okay. No problem.
Well,
I know I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this.
It's because it's a great promotion for these movies.
I
so.
know, it's great.
And you did some work with Guncraft Beer.
Yeah,
Lou,
with Lou,
Dave.
Lou's awesome. I love Lou. He's got so much great energy. So he's just a firecracker. He's awesome. The air gun company down in Texas, professional big bore air rifles. I do a lot of hunting with them, and that's.
So what do you like
what
using
else?
better? A rifle or an air gun?
They're different. So I mean, I'm always a rifle person, but to do the same thing with an air gun that I can do with my rifle is pretty awesome, because like, I don't know, the picture of the big bore on my page.
Yeah.
Whenever I tell somebody I got it with an air gun, they're like, an air gun?
They don't believe it.
Like, and they assume like a Daisy air rifle, you know.
I understand the new air
And
rifles
it's
are.
like, no, this is a little different kind of breed. Actually, the air gun has a world record Cape Buffalo under its belt, so that's pretty cool. 1,810-pound Cape Buffalo in Johannesburg with an air gun, so
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. And yeah, and
You remember what size caliber it was?
a 457.
That's a big caliber.
57, yeah. So yeah, that's been a cool learning process, because I've never really been to air guns before, but you know, working with Terry, who was the owner of the company, I learned a lot, and it's pretty interesting, the power that you can get out of these guns.
You have to sit there and pump them up after each shot.
Well, what we do is we have a big air tank, and you charge it, and then you can just take it out in your Jeep or wherever you're going to your stand, and it's good. I mean, you get a good 5 shots out of it. I mean, otherwise you can just keep taking your truck up back to your truck, charge it up. But I mean, you're not going to go through 5 shots if you're just going for 1 or 2 animals, you know. But yeah, I mean, it was something different, and I learned a lot. And the guns are really beautiful. They're like the Ferraris of the air gun world. They're just, when you feel them, they just feel like.
There's a question from Michael. Do you think that if the Dems win President, House, and Senate, they'll try to repeal the Second Amendment?
They'll never.
I don't think
Yeah.
they'll be able to repeal it. I think they'll be able to put more restrictions in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're going to change what type of weapons you can have. I think that's going to be a big slam against ARs. That's going to be massively restricted.
Because
But
it's
you
black and
think-
it's scary.
Right, but then
Not like the AR you
Mine
had.
is not
yours,
black.
yours was a nice AR. That's
But then I
red,
think-
white, and blue.
I think they'll consider
Stars.
anything with 10 or more a high capacity magazine. So they'll let that.
Mm-hmm.
So
But do
definitely
you
what
think
you
there
can carry.
is some kind of a grandfather clause for the people that have them already?
You know, the tough thing was, so this happened up by Buffalo Grove. I can't think what the name of the city is next to it, but a year ago, they banned ARs. They said there is no grandfather clause, the banned, For every day after you have it, it's $1,000 fine. So I had to go to the Supreme Court of Illinois to get challenged before it was up. But the police chief came out and said, we're going to go get them. We know where they're all at. We know who has them. If you have it, it's $1,000 fine a day until you come turn it in. So that happened. I mean, like, sounds crazy, like it's a movie or a book, right, that's happening. But it actually, they pushed it through. So they had to go, they had to go file a lawsuit. It got to the Illinois Supreme Court to get turned over. But it took 3-4 months.
Wow.
So there was no grandfathering, so if they decide and push it through until someone go through and fight it, it won't happen.
All right.
Question, Derek?
Yeah. So, 2 questions tie in pretty good. So, with over 2 million guns being sold since lockdown, everything, how do you think this trend will end up playing out? And do you think more small businesses will buy high-powered guns to protect against like Antifa and the rise and that?
Well, you really don't need a high-powered rifle to protect your business. I mean, a simple shotgun will do it. I mean, everybody knows
The reason people buy ARs is not because they're high-powered.
No, they're not.
They buy them because they're easy to shoot. There's
right,
no
they are
recoil.
easy.
So it's not. It's
I mean,
very
even
easy to
having
shoot.
a pistol is also a good protection.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, a high-capacity magazine for people that break in and want to put some rounds through somebody. I mean, it's not the greatest feeling in the world to do that. But it's.
I mean, guns aren't going to go away. So that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Guns are never.
And the worst thing that happens is the more laws you put in place that stop law-abiding people from carrying and using firearms, criminals don't pay attention to laws.
Yeah.
It's part of what's in their name. Criminal, like, break the law. I never understand that mentality. If we put another law in place to restrict it, well, that'll end. No, because criminals will still break laws. They don't.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're banning ARs. Criminals are like, hey guys, no more ARs because they're banned now. So we're not going to do ARs anymore because they're banned. We're not going to carry high-capacity magazines because they're banned. They don't care. That doesn't change a thing.
No, criminals will be criminals, and you just kind of put cuffs on law-abiding citizens.
Right. People pay attention to laws, our jails would be empty. So that's not the case. So
It kind of is empty with coronavirus. Everybody getting out.
It's true.
So
It was a good early release penalty.
yes,
That's what it was really about.
I wonder after the coronavirus is over, do they put them back in?
I think so. I
Time
think
served?
I think they did time served. Unless they got rearrested during rioting and looting, in which case.
Or just regular break-ins
Well,
or
that's
robberies?
a scary thought. That's
Well, a lot of them have been rearrested.
Yeah,
The ones
they
that have been out.
they stocked up for the entire everything bad that was happening because they were like, all right, guys, we'll set you loose so you don't get the
it's
flu.
Crazy, but that happens. So I was reading a case about a month or 2 ago, somewhere on the north side. They arrested a serial murderer again after they just let him out a month earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What I couldn't believe is they released a serial murderer or serial rapist. This is a serial rapist, is what he was. I'm like, how do you release a serial rapist? You already know he's a serial rapist. How could you release him?
yeah, I mean,
He's already proven he's going to do it again, right? And again and again. But you released him after only like 2 years in prison. I couldn't understand how it's not a
2
lifetime
years?
sentence.
Oh, he was reformed in the coronavirus.
But it made no sense. How do you, if you know he's a
Coronavirus is important.
the serial rapist raped again? They were so surprised a month after they let him out, raped again. Like, you already know he was a serial rapist. You knew this beforehand. How could you release him?
makes sense.
Right. The crazy thing is,
They could have expedited death row and just put everybody in there with somebody with coronavirus and let it run its
Of
course.
course.
That would have been very tax efficient. And
no, that's all. Bring a lawsuit.
I mean,
Because it'd be
it's
cruel
not
and unusual.
It's horrible.
Not the
Sorry.
word PC.
Right, that'd be cruel and unusual. You have to accidentally get the coronavirus on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was an accident. We didn't know.
Yeah. We had no idea.
We didn't know.
Sorry about that.
So for you, I mean, you just did.
Do you like that I just go straight purge? I'm like,
Well, yeah. But if you don't know, Kate does a lot of promotion. She did one with AR Builder.
mm-hmm. Yep,
Where are they
Mac
out of?
Tactical. Mac Tactical is out of Fargo, and he does all kinds of custom painted guns. He builds them, and they're amazing. I am in love with my AR. I won't let anybody else touch it.
Have you got to put some rounds through it?
No, I'm supposed to go tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. And it's
So, are the ranges open, or is there?
I just go up to Wisconsin to the outdoor ones. So
There you go.
They
yeah,
have outdoor ones?
yeah, up by Darlington, Wisconsin, and they're
Darlington, yeah,
and
where's
they're
that at?
free ones too. Darlington
Really?
is Just like
Road trip.
Oh.
I know.
northwest.
Far away, like how far a drive?
Maybe an hour and a half.
That's worth it.
It's totally worth it.
Are you going to a free range or is this a?
Yeah, it's a free range. You literally just walk in there and you staple up your own targets and go to town. It's fantastic.
Wait, is
They
it
have
like
the
a
long range,
membership
short
or
range. No, because Wisconsin's different than Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois, they want your driver's license, and everybody's
Blood
got to have.
type, fingerprint.
Yeah, like the last time I went up there was a guy that was shooting, and he didn't have eyewear on, he didn't have ears on, he was wearing Crocs. I took a video of it, and I was like, what the heck?
That's awesome. Wait, just the fact that someone was wearing Crocs and shooting a gun is awesome. Because I never thought those two things would ever meet.
I know.
I assume if you wear Crocs, there's no way you touch a gun.
No.
Have you
I
met
know.
Mike? You know Mike.
Mike's so different, weird.
Mike is one of our veteran friends. He was on our show from.
Does all the ammo crates, makes the
Yeah,
awesome
ammo
Bluetooth
crates.
speaker. Oh, so the Bluetooth speaker, huh?
No, he grabbed it because he needed it for today.
Too bad.
Yeah,
They're cool though.
they are.
They are very cool.
Yeah. Awesome. I'd like to go towards like that. Can you double tap?
You can do anything. There's nobody there to watch you. I'm such a bad advertisement for this place.
This is awesome.
Just get in there and F everything up.
We could have like a showdown on each end of the range, and we could just do high noon showdown.
You can. And the weird thing is that there's not like a ton of people that go there in the morning. So
That's awesome.
it's very cool. I like
Illinois
it.
would do that.
Yeah, I know Illinois needs, but they won't. Iowa does it. Iowa does.
Yeah.
Have a couple free
I
ranges.
think probably every other state not here does that. It's not so regulated. I mean, it's crazy. Some of the ranges you go to, they require everybody who's shooting to have a Floyd card, which makes no sense. It's an owner's card, not a shooter's card.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're with somebody that doesn't have one,
Right? They can't shoot. It
Yeah, like
makes no sense.
my permit is in Indiana, so for me to come to an Illinois range, I can't. I think I'm not allowed to buy ammo
Yeah.
at an Illinois range.
So it's funny, like in Michigan, it's somewhat restrictive. I can walk in there and buy ammo without showing them anything.
See, that's
I was in the store. I'm like, you need to see my Floyd card.
That was like in Georgia,
I
right?
think,
No.
I think I need to be with somebody that has a
The
Floyd
guy looked at me
Yeah.
like I was I was against the Constitution. He's like, why would you show me ID for ammo? I'm like, because they don't have to. He's like,
because we have
like,
to.
what? He was like so offended. I wanted to show him ID. He's like, what's wrong with you?
You're like, I get my ID,
Sorry.
my FOID card,
Right.
blood type, jacket size,
Like,
all of it.
I was like anti-American. Cause I trying to be,
stool sample.
Stool sample. No.
Now you have to sort of protect the governor when you buy a gun. That's part of it now. You get to sign that you'll defend Pritzker if you buy a gun.
What?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can't buy a gun
Are
now
you
without swearing.
serious?
Yeah. And you have to vote for him next election, it says.
No. No.
That's called the Blagojevich principle. I put that in a while ago. He's what yelled before it got onto the form.
Yeah. Right. What types of guns are the gun companies selling since the coronavirus?
Everything.
Yeah.
They're still selling everything.
It's tough to get stuff though.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
tough.
It's
But,
limited what you can get now.
but from the coronavirus, then it started getting a little bit better. Then the riots or whatever stuff was happening. New gun sales were up. I mean, the last
New
month.
applications.
Yeah,
were
almost
way up.
800,000 to a
Yeah.
million, and 3/4 of that was women who bought new guns.
What's funny, what
So-
changes what gun sells too is what ammo you can get. Right, it starts off with all 223s gone immediately,
Immediately.
and then 45, and then 9mm goes, and then 22s go, and then it's everything strange and weird that no one would shoot starts going.
It is
But a
kind of
lot
weird
of-
that like started off with everybody trying to protect their toilet paper, and then it turned into like, oh my god, the zombie apocalypse is gonna happen, and then it was like, oh never mind, and then it was like, well now my house is gonna get broken into, my business, but we already got a gun because we did the toilet paper thing.
Yes.
So it's
and
like
I
progression.
think everybody's wishing for a zombie apocalypse.
Everybody's wishing the coronavirus created zombies.
I wanted to dress like Mad Max. I was ready for a leather and to ride in a Jeep. I
That'd
was
be
ready.
awesome.
Well, back when the ARs were under attack before,
Yeah.
and everybody was scooping them
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
I think that primed a lot of the AR people to stock
Well, yeah,
up
they
ammo.
know
So
what happens every time there's a
I
crisis.
know everybody
Oh, yeah.
I know
Well-
has like a stockpile already from before.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got your AR people, you got your FALs, your HK91s, Stego, you know, proven battle rifles right there. The M14s, you know, some SOCOM stuff.
Starts working its way down. So I think it
Yeah.
goes from ARs down, and then it goes back up to what's the most expensive. People are buying even more expensive rifles because nothing's left.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's the best. Who profits off this most are the gun companies, the ammo companies. Right? They love it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The gun companies.
Everybody's talking about record sales in
Right.
just
Yeah.
the last month and a half, 2 months.
Our best show we ever did,
Especially
the
with all
gun
this-
show, was when protesters came to protest gun sales, and more supporters showed up than protesters. So like our best gun show we ever had. It's absolutely packed
Yeah,
and insane.
best
Yeah.
sales. One of us. Right in the beginning, too.
Yeah. So
We did great.
yeah.
We're still doing great. Still. Thank you for everybody who's buying out there. If you're not buying, start buying. We don't want coffee to be banned, especially gun barrel coffee. It's got the word gun in it, so. Or
They can't
start
ban the word gun.
some of these people, who knows?
That's always an issue.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
Canada like mandated how you're
Oh.
allowed to speak to people. If they're Bill G13, like if you legally don't address people certain ways, it's technically against the law.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
If you have to use the wrong pronoun,
Yeah. Hey, you.
right? You're taking away. So that was the part of the debate. You're taking away someone else's free speech by doing that.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson got
Yeah.
fired,
Hey,
right?
you.
Because he wouldn't use the pronouns.
Oh.
He said, "You can't make me say what I don't want to say."
Yeah.
Well, and they also didn't they ban all assault,
Yeah.
rifles, right? They did that.
I think it's.
Yeah, but I mean the definition of assault rifles are all over the place. So, I mean, there's no such thing as assault rifle. It's called semi-automatic rifles. Assault rifles were banned back in the 30s. Anything that's fully
What did
automatic.
the general say? What did he say? A fully semi-automatic rifle.
Yeah.
It's fully semi-automatic.
Ghost
So-
weapon that shoots 60 rounds in 1 second, and
Oh yeah. The best one I ever saw was some lady from the city council said, "Listen, why are you trying to ban these high-capacity magazines? Let them shoot them, because then they shoot them, they're gone." She didn't understand you could reload a magazine. She thought once you shoot them, they're gone. You just throw them away. Then they'll all be gone in the world. They'll have none left. She's like, "Let them shoot it. Hey, have a day for it." Everybody's like, "What?"
Ma'am, that's not how
Right.
that works.
I was like, they're like, "No, it's not how it works." But everybody knew how they work different, and like, and it was so dumb. Some of the people was like, "Oh, why do you need a weapon that you can shoot 30 rounds in a second?" No one has that. No one can get that.
Yeah.
I mean, 40-round magazines. There's nothing wrong with those. Some 25-round magazines for a shotgun. That's, you know, at least you got some nice firepower.
Somebody wants to go crazy and go shoot a.
Well, yeah,
shoot a
if somebody
triple.
goes crazy.
It doesn't matter if they're reloading magazines or not. They're gonna figure out how to do it. Doesn't
Matter if it's
Doesn't
only 10
change it.
rounds. It doesn't.
I wish it did, but it didn't change it. Killers are gonna go kill. So Jessica asked, what are your for you, Karen, Katie? What are your guys' favorite gun barrel coffees?
I love the Zero Dark 30. That's my favorite. I'm a dark coffee person, so
Like her soul.
like my soul or
Hard.
my brain.
What for you, Katie? What's your favorite?
I like Devil Dog. I feel like I over promote that one just because it's my favorite. I'm like, everyone please drink this one.
We all have our favorites.
I love that one. I do like the Zero Dark 30 though
Yeah.
too. But my Devil Dog one is by far the one that I drink the most out of anything.
So is everybody from you two? I mean, originally from Illinois,
Yeah.
both
Yes.
Frankfurt.
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 Ah, yeah, I did a lot of work out there before.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Chevy dealer down there.
Oh yeah, Phillips.
Phillips.
Still
Now
there.
Phillips owes us $100.
I believe
for
it's
what we
still
said.
there.
It is. My old job, we used to do some work on.
Ah.
So you're at the 12-minute mark.
12-minute mark. Holy cow, this has gone by fast.
We better do the trivia.
Yeah.
Trivia.
So bag of coffee and a sticker.
And it's Battleship.
Yep. So Battleship is the coffee, new Double Dark, which is awesome. And the question is, what was the name of the first battleship ever commissioned by the U.S. Navy? You get the coffee and a sticker. And the Battleship is awesome. Double Dark. It's amazing.
It's like Yeah, it's more flavorful and like even smoother than.
Right.
usually.
If you like the darks, especially if you like Zero Dark 30, it's Zero Dark 30 with even more flavor.
Yeah.
It's super good. It's very addictive.
Unless you're like these two ladies that probably been drinking it all day, and then one's got the jitters.
Yeah, I just shake violently. I have a coffee addiction. I'm not gonna lie about it. I should probably join some sort of group about it.
You can
I
join
don't know.
Umbrella Coffee Anonymous.
Yes.
Well, we accept all here, especially addicts. We love addicts here in the store. Come just hanging out on Katy. I'm a Umbrella Coffee addict. Hi, Katy.
Hello.
Would you like a cup of coffee? We actually feed into your addiction here.
You know what? I
Kinda
figure
like
it's like
AA.
the least of bad addictions. I'm okay with it, is what I'm saying. I'm perfectly fine with my
I mean,
addiction.
if you're gonna be addicted to something, it might
Yeah.
as well be coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like, it could be meth, but it's
It
not.
could be meth, but it's coffee.
I don't do any drugs.
Patrick says the Constitution. That is not the answer.
That is not the
No.
answer. It's not a battleship.
There are two potential answers because one ship was built but not actually called a battleship. Then later on, the next ship commission was actually the Navy classified as a battleship. They have the classification of battleship when they made the first one. So we'll take either answer. Just Google it, folks. I mean,
Just Google it.
Google knows
Cheat,
everything.
everyone. Just cheat, God.
yeah, Google knows everything.
Then what's your guys' favorite way for coffee to be like prepared? Like just black drip coffee, iced coffee, espresso, like what?
Yeah, what tell
Oh,
us.
I don't care what form it
Like
comes
you
in.
can't
It could be
win-
like an IV into my arm. I don't
Like
care.
you can't win your last week's winner. You can only win every 30 days. Like,
Mike, we got a special message for you. I'll tell you later.
Mike, you're almost an employee.
Yeah, I know.
Sell all your stuff here. Sorry.
I think I do iced coffee more in the summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love French press, but I
I
want to go through the
too.
hassle of doing it just because
I
you get all
know.
the flavor out of the coffee.
Yeah.
Pour over is awesome, but
It takes too long.
it's just too long.
Too long.
I mean,
It's
like
like the
Sound like a-
laziest group
Yeah.
of people.
Right.
Like, dang, that's a lot of work.
I mean, that's the old saying is the cobbler's son has no shoes, right? Every
Yeah.
every plumber I know, if you go in their house, their plumbing is not hooked up. It's gonna be awesome once they get it done. Like they have 2-inch lines, they have dual water heaters. It's the most. It's not hooked up, and I'm like, how long you been? Oh, like 15 years. It's gonna be
Okay.
awesome someday,
Yeah.
right? So
Someday.
if you roast coffee, sell coffee, make coffee all the time, you're like,
Right.
just
So
want to get it and go.
Red Glare wins off
Oh.
of Instagram.
No.
Well, no.
No, Red Glare
not
cannot
Red Glare,
win.
no.
And Mike won last week, so you can cheat either way, Mike, and say Red Glare or Mike on Facebook, but you can't win, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Shot down.
Man, I love you, Mike, but not happening. Every 3 days. That's the rule. We sold enough of your stuff today in the shop, so you don't need any free coffee. We worked for Red Glare today. Although if anybody's watching on Facebook, you gave the right answer. One of the right answers.
You're like, literally, all you have to do is repeat it.
No.
Well, unless the only people who are watching right now are just the family members.
Paste
But
it.
now see, you tell your son, and then also you get a good one. And
Oh, someone go look it up, take time, because this bag of Battleship is absolutely worth it. It's phenomenal.
I love Google, just for the sake of the fact that I remember having encyclopedias.
Oh,
And somebody
yeah.
would ask me a question,
Yes.
I'm like,
The best
grabbing the
is when you're a kid,
encyclopedia.
like, your encyclopedia is so out of date too, because like your parents bought like whatever. So it's like, like in 1990 in high school, I'm using the set of encyclopedias somebody sold my parents from 1974.
Yeah.
So everything you read is like, I have like,
we
I
have to get the
quoted-
updates every year.
No, we never did that.
No, we
So we're
didn't. We
way too
had
poor
one
for that.
forever.
Hmm?
Like nothing existed after like
No.
90.
It's like
Two.
when you don't want to
I
take,
think we had the updated stuff.
Oh,
We used to
no.
get it for a couple years. We had the updated.
when you don't want to write down to go down to the library, look up the most current stuff. I'd be like, then you had to put sources. I was always like.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Britannica, 1974. Right?
We had a teacher where, like, if you ever asked a question, she'd just give you an encyclopedia, even though we all had, like, Chromebooks and we all hated her. But,
What do you
Oh,
want to do with this book?
you guys missed
How do you
out.
tap this on?
What's funny to
Yeah.
think about, like,
Where's the
you
plug-in?
look at every, like, college, every school has massive libraries.
Mhm.
For what? And when you build a new building, why would you even put a library? Because the books just don't make sense. I still like books. I still like
Yeah.
holding a book, like, every once in a while, like, when I read stuff. But like, it's like usually autobiographies or fiction books, right, that I'll read. I want the book.
Yeah,
Because I
that's
carry it
right.
with me everywhere. But, like, for news and periodicals and information online, and plus it's more up to date. So I don't even, why
And
go to
it's
the
probably more
library?
accurate because I feel
Right.
like everybody writes a bunch of bullshit on the internet now.
Right.
Like,
I
this
guess,
is the
yeah,
truth.
The truth is whatever the mass says it is this week,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And the fake news is brutal. Whatever it is.
Well,
So-
since the first answer is Texas, I live in Texas. Well, Patrick,
Yeah,
you won.
Texas.
And you got both answers right. I mean, either one could have went Texas or the U.S. Indiana.
Nice job,
Good
Pat.
job.
Way to go.
Just send us a DM.
DM your
Uh,
address. Slide to the DMs. With
Yeah,
your
slide to
address,
the DMs.
name, and we'll send it out to you.
Slide into the DMs. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Any last plugs?
Hey, bam.
DSA, DS Arms.
So where can people follow you? What's your Facebook or your Instagram?
Already got a
I am
fan
the real.
page.
I am the real Godzilla. 4470 on Instagram.
That's awesome. Katie.
Mine is Potential Siren on Instagram.
Follow them. Go support them. See what they're doing. Thank God, it's your neighbor.
Oh.
It's our neighbor.
Our neighbor.
Awesome. Are we at the time here?
We have like 2 minutes.
Cool.
2 minutes. We
So,
do for 2
so
minutes.
everybody, real quick, you can use that day 15 until Monday to get a 15% discount on any online order. So happy belated Father's Day. Get your dad's
Yes,
gift while you
happy
can.
Father's Day to
Get it out there. We'll ship it
fathers out
quick.
there.
We'll move quick, so it's not too late to get your orders in.
You can still use Gun Barrel Cough or GBC 10.
As always.
You can use Kate 12.
Okay,
Yeah.
does. Yeah, help support her. She has her own code.
Didn't you have one too?
I have no codes.
No, I thought I hooked you up with a code, but
I have no codes.
There's no code.
We'll get her a code too.
She's
She's
She
codeless.
doesn't live by a code.
Yeah.
The
She
only
lives
code
by
is
air
survive.
supply.
No masters. No kings, masters.
The only code is
Kidding.
survive.
Just kidding.
All right, Rambo.
All right. Well, thank you
Awesome.
everybody.
Thank you guys for being on the show. Thank you guys for watching in.
Thank you for our special guest.
Follow us on Facebook to see when the next Coffee and Bullshit's coming out.
Should be next week.
Next week or the weekend, whatever.
That's next week. We got
Next week. All right, we're back next week.
More bullshit.
Until the coronavirus is over. More bullshit. Send in questions,
Coffee and
topics,
bullshit.
anything. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.